often boys should be focusing on their science tests, maybe a math quiz, the big game tomorrow night, or maybe that girl from homeroom. Not their addiction to nicotine. Hi, my name is James Kelly. I live in Kennesaw, Georgia, and go to Mount Paran Christian School, where the vaping epidemic is very, very prevalent in our middle and high school. Vaping is the inhale and exhale of vapor produced by an electronic cigarette or similar device. Vaping is not only illegal for minors, but also extremely unhealthy, as it inhibits the development of the frontal lobe and lung function, and much more. Vaping is a huge issue, but I believe that our solution can pave the way to a vape-free future at Mount Paran. Among our peers, we found that 4 out of every 10 high schoolers vape regularly. Students' usage of vapes is vastly growing, as 54% of students receive vapes from a resale market from upper to lower classmen. This problem is especially present among young boys, as there are twice as many boys that vape than girls do. This stat helped us specifically make the decision to focus our approach around boys specifically. This issue feels almost insurmountable, but through research we came across a statistic that helped us form the PAV program. We found that mentorship is the key to stopping vaping, because youth with a mentor are 46% less likely to use illegal substances. Based on an interview with Officer Aaron Woodworth of the city of Ipswich, preventing addiction is much more successful than curing it. Mentoring is how we will prevent addiction.
So, our objective is to end vaping at Mount Paran. We'll be doing that by the influence of bro culture, by creating a strong anti-vape community through our mentorship of 6th grade boys. We'll be able to help in the forming of their opinions on vaping. In bro culture, having influence is the most important thing. And through our influence, we will get the change, the negative influence, and adjust it to a strong positive force of accountability. Our goal is to change their bro culture, and consequently, that will change their behavior. PAVE will be a monthly class, led by high school and upperclassmen, focusing on mentoring of middle school 6th grade boys. We'll have a goal of showing them the effects of vaping and making an improved version of bro culture before it becomes into a big issue. Where and how will PAVE take place? PAVE is designed to be taught during PE classes by high school students. PAVE and physical education are the perfect match, because both focus on students' physical health and allow PAVE to easily assimilate to game curriculum into the course. With that in mind, they can work together. Those same classes are built in a flexible way, making it easier to PAVE to be scheduled once a month during those physical education classes.
Now more about our approach. A typical PAVE class consists of our 3 strategies: awareness, experience, and mentorship. First, awareness. To build awareness about the dangers of vaping, students will be given facts and truths from their senior mentors that will cover the dangers of vaping. The topics covered throughout the year will include peer pressure, staying clear of vaping, withdrawal, and addiction. Secondly, experience. Sensory and experiential learning are an important aspect of PAVE. 6th grade boys learn best through hands-on and active experience in games. Playing on that strength, we developed a curriculum of 12 games spread out over the course of the year. For example, the boys will run an obstacle course with and without weights to experience the toll that vaping has on your lungs. Through this immersion into the consequences of vaping, students will be better prepared to reject vapes. Finally, mentorship. Mentorship is the keystone of the PAVE program. The PAVE instructors will be senior mentors and examples for the 6th graders to look up to. By fostering meaningful relationships, PAVE mentors can dramatically reduce the number of students at Mount Paran Christian School that enter the vaping community. With proper funding, we can purchase food and game materials, host bonding events, and invest in specific students who need extra mentoring.
Peers Against Vaping will impact students in a way that other mentorship and awareness programs have not been able to do, because of its unique 3-pronged approach consolidated into a single classroom experience. Overall, we believe that the PAVE program will be able to drastically change the perception and use of vapes as part of bro culture at Mount Paran. Our goal is that starting with this year's 6th grade boys, the class of 2026, Mount Paran students will graduate vape-free. Through the program, older mentors will pave the way for the students of tomorrow to live healthy and free from vape addiction. Thank you.
very powerful presentation. I do think it's a large issue for your generation. I think it's interesting. For my generation, I had my parents and their generation watched them as smokers and watched all the health issues as they aged. And I don't know if your generation actually sees that because there's less smoking now. So I think vaping can be potentially more attractive because you don't see that negative consequence firsthand. I guess my question for you would be, I like the way you're trying to run the program, although I think it's shocking that 40% you find are vaping. That means 60% are not. And I'm just wondering what your plans are to outreach to that community, because I think they're the ones who be the mentors. And what's the message to them? How do you outreach to them? How do you get them want to be involved? As opposed to quite often they would just be the silent people not saying anything about it. So how do you engage that 60% to really help you be the mentors?
I would say instead of focusing on the area in the high school that is already exposed and immersed in the bro culture, vaping or not vaping, we are going to prevent and go early before the students of the next generation enter that world. So the students that are not vaping now in the high school, we're just going to let that play out and instead focus on the future and stop the class now instead of engaging in a bro culture that's already established, which is why we wanted to focus on 6th grade, which is a very good time for them to understand while still being slightly attached to authority.
We have also reached out to a couple of James' friends that are not a part of the vaping culture at his school, and they are going to be hands-on in this program that we're going to put on and mentor the kids as
Talk a little bit about your the statistics that you went over in the executive summary. I think are those national statistics, or is that polling that you did at the school? Just clarify a little bit of that and what the broader picture is for the vaping problem and what you learned about that more broadly.
Is there any way we can pull those up real fast? Let's see.
I do know that all of the statistics were national statistics, except for the 40% that was based on surveys that we all carried out on our social medias.
Yeah, everything else, the 2-to-1 ratio, that stuff is all national.
What do you see as sort of a mark of success on this program? What would be the outcome that you're looking for?
The class of 2026 graduating vape-free.
We want them to be able to be set up to make their own decision and not be pushed into it for peer pressure or for not even knowing the health consequences. So we want them to be immersed into vaping through the activities and the curriculum without having to experience it or get addicted to it.
Very nice job. I think that your model of awareness, experience, and mentorship is really good, and it's key. You say you have developed a curriculum, so you're probably in the early stages of that. I actually really like that you're talking about this through games, and that I'm sure will help a lot. It's just, almost a culture piece of it. However, on the curriculum piece, this is my question, sorry, a little bit around about. Have you reached out to any other organizations who have started anything like this? I mean, it's probably fairly early, but it's clearly a national problem. Or, as Tom said, our generation dealt with anti-smoking. Are there any curriculums that you saw that you could adapt or apply and pull into this? Did you look into that yet?
Yes, so there are 2 big ones that we observed. So DARE was one of them. That was the anti-smoking one. That was about retribution almost, and police officers telling the hard facts, and that's not what we wanted to do. And the Truth program, or campaign, I guess you could say, that is popular now, makes those awareness videos. And Truth is about telling the dangers, but PAV shows, and that is very unique. We did not come across in our research another program that actually shows the dangers instead of just telling.
Awesome.